Hello, and welcome to this week's PennEnergy News Update. I'm Hilton Price. BP has been ordered to pay a $4.5 billion fine from the Justice Department and the Securities and Exchange Commission for the 2010 Deepwater Horizon disaster in the Gulf of Mexico. The criminal fine is the largest on record, dwarfing the previous record of $1.3 billion levied against Pfizer in 2009. The settlement includes payments to numerous government organizations. $2.4 billion will be paid to the National Fish and Wildlife Foundation, $350 million to the National Academy of the Sciences, and more than $500 million goes to the Securities and Exchange Commission. The settlement does not cover civil claims or state claims. A civil trial is scheduled to take place in New Orleans in February of next year. There is still word that 2 BP employees will face manslaughter charges for the deaths from the explosion that started the disaster. Currently, the Justice Department has only levied charges against 1 BP employee, engineer Kurt Mix. Oil and gas development in North America will cause the U.S. to become a major exporter and shift the global energy system, according to the 2012 World Energy Outlook from the International Energy Agency. The IEA says the United States will be a net exporter of natural gas by 2020 and be almost self-sufficient in energy by 2035. As a result, oil exports from the Middle East will mainly be going to Asia by 2035. The IEA also said renewable energy will become the world's second largest source of electricity by 2015 and become a primary source by 2035 if subsidies are continued. 3 companies have been selected for a major oil and gas exploration project in the Tajik Basin in northern Afghanistan, an area that could produce as much as an estimated 1 billion barrels of oil. The Afghan government said it will evaluate bids to develop in the basin from Dragon Oil, Kuwait Energy, and Petroleum Corporation of Turkey, according to the Washington Post. The 3 companies were among 20 international developers to express interest to drill in the area, and a final decision is expected to be announced in March. The 6 blocks available for development could all go to 1 company or to several, according to the Afghan Minister of Mines. ExxonMobil was among 8 companies that were judged as eligible candidates to develop, but were not named as the top 3. Alberta, Canada could be home to an immense amount of shale oil and gas resources, according to a recent study by the Alberta Energy Resources Conservation Board and the Alberta Geological Survey. The research revealed shale formations in the province could possibly contain as much as 3,324 trillion cubic feet of natural gas, 58.6 billion barrels of gas liquids, and 423.6 billion barrels of oil. If the estimates prove correct, the Canadian deposits could be on par with those seen in shale plays in the United States. Blackstone Group has partnered with LLOG Exploration Company to invest more than $1.2 billion in offshore oil exploration in the Gulf of Mexico. LLOG will use the money to explore more than 110 leases off the coast of the United States and begin development on 4 recent deepwater discoveries. The partnership marks the largest private equity financing to take place in the Gulf of Mexico. Thank you for joining us this week. For these stories and many more, head to PennEnergy.com.